Hey guys, and welcome back to the Moronic podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Zach.
And on the other, Dan.
And once again, this is yet another episode. It is on YouTube and Spotify. Go check it out in the description of either one. You'll find a link to both. Before we get into this episode, do us a favour, hit that like button if you find yourself enjoying this one. It really does help us out. We do appreciate it, and it does help to promote the podcast. Anyway, the moronic or not section for this episode. Once again, if you are new here, this section is where we get 5 random words or short phrases from you lovely viewers and collectively decide whether that thing or word is moronic or not. That can be the concept, it can be the thing itself, or it can be from just one of our personal experiences. And the beauty of it is that it is entirely subjective, meaning you guys can have an entirely different opinion to us, and it doesn't matter because it's all a bit of fun. So, the first one on the moronic or not section for this episode is hot sauce and spice. So on food.
All spice. Oh yeah, I like spice.
I like it in certain circumstances.
Yep.
Because if it's like a Nando's, it's not too bad because it's kind of what you're there for. But if it's just kind of, I've gone into, I don't really know what kind of restaurant there is, but I go in, I'm eating a bit of chicken, let's say, and all of a sudden I get hit with random spice. I'm not a fan of it then. It purely depends on the circumstance for me, but I don't think it's too bad. I mean, it goes with certain foods, it doesn't go with other foods, so what do you think?
I think it adds something.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean. I mean, it just depends, because if you go up to like the super hot stuff, which is like, what, 6.2 million Scoville, I think it is the top one?
Yeah, that.
Something like that. If you go up to like ghost pepper and all that, that's obviously ridiculous, and if you can do that, fair play to you. But I'm not a fan, purely because, like, if you overdo it, it's too overpowering and it's not great. But if it's just like a little bit of it, then it's fine. And it depends if it's got like flavour to it as well, because obviously the Nando's medium has flavour to it, but the Nando's hot is just hot. It hasn't got any extra flavour to it. So
Yeah, there's some people that, have like really hot food.
yeah, that I don't understand when they go for like I tell you what, I don't understand the people that put like chili or hot sauce on everything. That I don't get, because surely after a time you get used to it. Like, your body just kind of naturally adapts to it, no? Like,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, there is a bit of science behind spice and hot sauce. Anything that you think is spicy actually triggers the painful nerve endings in your tongue. So the same feeling of eating something spicy to your tongue is the same as it being, I don't know, stabbed with something, like, or you bit it or something. It kind of hinders the same nerves, but obviously your tongue kind of tastes the heat, if that makes sense. But it activates the same nerves as a pain response. Thought that was quite interesting when I learnt that. But I want to say a year ago, it could be a lot more than that, but it's a pretty interesting fun fact for you.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But yeah, hot sauce or spice, I'd go not moronic. Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad as long as you just don't overdo it.
Yeah, just don't overdo it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next one on moronic or not section is wooden chairs with no cushion.
Chairs with no cushion. Oh.
Yep, wooden chairs with no cushion. That is the big one.
No, because the two planks are just perpendicular to each other. And there's no like room to rest.
True. They are very uncomfortable. Like, I used to have a wooden chair for my desk. It had a cushion on it, but it was still fairly uncomfortable because it was an old table chair we used to use for years. So, I mean, wooden chairs with no cushion are okay if you're like sitting there for like 2 minutes while you're waiting for something. But if you're sitting there for a prolonged period of time, it will ruin your back.
It is really painful.
Like, especially if you're skinny as well. Because if you're skinny, it's a lot
Yeah,
more
I don't.
painful than if you're a larger person or fat. So,
A chair just needs to be just over 90 degrees.
what do you mean?
You know what I mean? The bit between the horizontal part of the chair and the vertical part of the chair.
Oh, okay. I was really confused. I
The
was like,
angle
what? You want
between
your
that.
chair to be hot?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep,
no, I
the
see what you mean
angle
now. Like the
between
angle
those
between the
parts
backrest and the seat has to be more
should
than
be
90 degrees.
beyond 90. We're about 100.
Oh, right. Okay. So, okay. Interesting.
It's only 10 degrees different. Chairs about
Yeah, yeah.
100. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. I don't think wooden chairs with no cushion are. I don't think they're good because they're just uncomfortable to sit in. Um,
Yeah,
especially
I
if you're
know what you
skinny
mean.
as well, like me and you. Yeah, I'm gonna go moronic for wooden chairs with no
Yeah,
cushion.
yeah.
Definitely moronic. Right, the next one is framed photos on desks. So I don't know. You
Yeah.
go into I don't know if you've got a photo frame of your significant other on your desk, or whether that your dog, your cat, your aunt, your nan, your partner, whatever. But I mean, I don't mind them. I actually have one currently. He's sitting, literally staring at me right now.
Oh, I guess it adds something.
Yeah, I quite like it because I don't know. I like seeing the photo often, especially when I'm like working. Because obviously I sit at my desk and work because I'm not a weirdo. And I quite like having it there, but that might just be me. Um,
Yeah.
I quite like them. They had a bit of personality to your desk, whether that's at work or at home or whatever. But yeah, I quite like it. It's quite a nice thing, I think.
Yeah, it is nice, yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot
Um,
really you can say about it, really, is there?
yeah, it's just a bit of decoration, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think most people would probably have a 6x4 photo frame, but I know you can get bigger and larger, bigger and larger, bigger and smaller ones is what I
Right,
meant.
yeah.
But I feel like 6x4 is the most common. That's
I
inches, by the
do
way.
have photos. My desk is really weird because it's like a desk and I have like two God, how do I explain? It's like shelves
Oh yeah, okay.
from either end. It's like a curved desk, and either ends of them there's like shelves
Oh yeah, I've
that
got
are
a
like
similar
that.
thing right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's like a little table that connects those two together.
Mm.
It's like it's basically like the lower bit of my desk, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's really weird. I've got like Rubik's cubes, just
Just
ornaments,
decoration pieces.
revision stuff.
You can get rid of that now. Now that results are out. I go
Frame
not
photos.
moronic for framed photos on desks.
Yeah, okay, not.
Yeah, I think it adds a bit of personality to the desk. I quite like it. I've got one right now. It's a nice photo. Anyway, the next one on the moronic or not section is boats.
Oh, boats. I love boats.
I do like boats.
In Minecraft, you put them on ice. They go very fast. That's always
That is very true.
a good thing. We use it for our subway.
Yeah, that's a great way for a subway
Why,
system.
yeah. Um,
I
quite
can
like
make
yacht.
paper
Yeah.
boats. I used to do that a fair amount. I still know how to make them. They're pretty cool. I'll tell you
Oh
what
God,
though,
yeah.
just for that, I've got to rate boats highly. I know they're paper and whatever, and it won't do very well on water. But you know, boat is a boat. I mean, I'm good at kayaking. I mean, kayaks are boats, aren't they?
Yeah, kayak. Yeah,
Yeah,
technically.
kayaks. I think anything that floats on water is a boat. I don't know. What's the definition of a boat?
Definition of a boat: a small vessel for travelling on water, propelled by oars, sails, or an engine.
So yeah, a kayak technically counts.
Or a
Um,
serving. Or a
what?
serving dish in the shape
Oh my
of
god.
definition.
Are they talking about gravy boats? Oh my god. I feel like that's such an American thing. Like I don't think in the UK you really have gravy boats. It's more of just kind of I don't know, like a jug. Like, that's not
I
the right
could
word,
see,
but you know what I mean.
I could see people, especially Americans, taking it out of context.
What?
Gravy boat.
Yeah. I mean, gravy boats are great too. I mean, I like gravy. Specifically beef gravy. Beef gravy is the best kind of gravy. You can argue with me on that. You are wrong. But yeah, boats I'd rate very highly. I'm good at kayaking.
They do not look like boats. Gravy boats. More
Yeah,
like pots.
any kind of boat, any kind of boat. If you guys
Just
can,
gravy pot.
you know what? If anyone can, you know what? On YouTube, if you're listening on YouTube, let us know how many boats you can name down in the comments. And if you're listening on Spotify, go ahead, message us on Instagram and or just email us, and we will hear your suggestions and shout you out if you get the most amount of boat names in the.
You know, boat means buoyancy operated aquatic transport.
No, I refuse to believe that. Boat is boat. It's
It,
not. It's not. Boat is not an acronym, Dan. It's boat is boat.
according to the Phineas and Ferb TV show.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. Honestly, that was a goated TV show. I love that show. I'll tell you what though, they did some wacky stuff.
All I remember is one kid had a really long triangular face and one of them had a flat nose.
Yeah, that's Phineas and Ferb, Dan. They are the two main characters. Oh dear.
Oh, I've never seen an episode of it.
Anyway, boats. I'm gonna go not moronic. I love me some boats, whether that's paper, gravy, the buoyancy things on water. I like boats.
Well, okay, yeah, sure. On a website, it just said boat meaning in Urdu.
Oh, great. Thanks for that.
Can't tell you what it means. It's
Yeah,
just
no,
like
I'm not. I wouldn't try it in case we don't really fancy getting cancelled here on this show. Right. The next thing and the final thing on this moronic or not section is writing things on calendars. And I'm not talking about just typing it in on the calendar app on your phone. I'm talking write it with a pen on a physical calendar. I don't have anything against it. So, I mean, it's okay. I obviously, personally, I don't do it because, well, I feel like it's kind of an older generation thing. I think our generation is more, I'll just type it in on my phone and call it a day. So.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't have anything against it. I quite like it. I like going, like, whenever we go around to people's houses for kind of various gatherings or whatever, if they've got a calendar, and I do like to kind of have a quick peek, see what's going on in their lives. Obviously, I won't just bring it up to them by oh, I know you've got a dentist appointment at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. What's that about? No.
That reminds me of an episode. That just reminds me of every episode of Come On With Me.
Oh God.
You know when they just like go in their bedrooms and they say like, "Oh Nicole, I was in your bedroom and I found this."
Oh dear.
Or something like that.
Yeah. But, I mean, writing things on calendars, I've got nothing against it. I feel like there's more of a generational gap there. I mean, I feel like the older generations are more likely to actually write things down on the calendar rather than type it in on your phone. But that could just be my point of view.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the meaning of boat in different languages.
Oh dear God. Dan's still stuck on the boat question.
Estonian is part.
Thanks for that.
Samoan is va.
So a lot of them have different meanings for the word boat. So, I mean, I'm going to go not moronic for writing things on calendars. I've got nothing against it. Quite like it. Yeah, quite like it. So the wrap up for the moronic or not section. Hot sauce and spice, not moronic unless you overdo it. Wooden chairs with no cushion is moronic. Framed photos on desks, not moronic. Boats, not moronic. Writing things on calendars, not moronic. So if you guys want to give your moronic or not section suggestions to us, you can email us, you can send us them on Instagram, or you can click the link in the description to give us some ideas as well. So do us a favour, contact us, let us know your moronic or not section suggestions, and you will hear them in a future episode. It might take a couple of episodes for them to be implemented, but you will definitely hear them. Shout out to the person that gave us those. You know who you are. Don't try and claim it in the comments. You know who you are. Anyway. So, going back in time a little bit, going back to the boat question.
Oh, yeah.
So, I realised, right, I got a funny story about boats and I've only just remembered it. So, back in year 6, most schools go to places like PGL or stuff like that, right? Back in year 6 when you've completed your SATs. So my school decided to not do the normal thing, go to PGL. We went to a place in southern Wales called Celium. It has since closed down because, for reasons unknown, actually, I don't personally know the reasons. But yeah, it's since shut down. But I do remember we did like a kayak race. So you know the playground game Bulldog?
Yeah.
So we did that, but in kayaks. That was
Oh.
really good, actually. I won that. I'm pretty good in a kayak. Couple of my friends, including a few close friends, are pretty good in kayaks as well. Yeah, we like kayaks, and they're technically boats. So hold that, people. If you don't believe me, you've heard the definition here now.
Yeah, they are boats.
But yeah, so that's a fun story about
a vessel for transporting water, or was it like a pot?
Yeah, a gravy pot basically. It's a gravy pot.
Looks like a boat for gravy.
Yeah, it's not exactly the best thing. Think about the planets in our solar system, right? Think about them.
Yeah.
So they're all named after gods, some after Greek, I can't remember exactly which ones. But you've got stuff like Jupiter, Pluto, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, all that. They're all gods, right? From various religions and practices. And now scientists have decided to start naming planets X-321879 721XB79 or whatever. Random numbers and letters. Like, yeah, I get that, like, a lot of them kind of, you can't just call it the blue one because there's going to be about 17 billion of them. But do you know what I mean? Like, at least I know a lot of them might not be there. Like, they might have imploded by now and just the light's taken a while to get to us. But you don't have to name them all because otherwise that would get very tedious and very long. But it's just better than X-372 in just random numbers and letters that literally make zero sense. Because say we colonise space, right, during our lifetime.
Yeah.
Do you really want to say, oh, so what planet are we deciding to go to? Mars, Jupiter, Neptune? No, we're going to H-321-57982. Like, what does that even mean? Like, that doesn't help me at all. So,
oh no, it's really weird.
Like, think about this, right? George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, managed to name more planets than scientists. I know you can't just copyright bloody Tatooine or Mustafar or whatever, but at least come up with a name for some of them. Like, even if it's just the cool ones. Like, if it's a completely lava planet, like Mustafar, don't call it Mustafar because you need copyright for that. Call it like, I don't know, the Underworld or something. Call it something. Give it a name. Don't just give it a number. Because I'm not gonna lie, if we ever colonize space and we keep with the number system, it's gonna be messy. Because yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But I'll tell you what. Would you? So let's just say, right. Imagine you got the opportunity to go to space. 100% safe. You're guaranteed to come home. No injuries, no death, no anything. Are you doing it just to go to space? You're not going to Mars. You're not going to a planet. You're just going to space. You're not going to be harmed. You're not going to run into aliens or whatever.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I do it for the experience, but I've spoken to a fair amount of people and they say they wouldn't because they're terrified of space because it is just an expanse of nothingness. Which I mean, is fair enough, but at the same time, if you got the opportunity to say I went to space, you're gonna do it, right? It's like if you knew that you would survive climbing Mount Everest, you would survive with no injury, no anything. You just go up to the top of Everest, you do it, right? I mean, maybe not, but I feel like if there's no risk of death or kind of anything morbid like that or injury or anything, I feel like people are more likely to do things. Like, if you knew skydiving was 100% safe, no injury, no risk of dying, being injured, whatever,
you would do it,
you'd do it more. It's not anything really. I mean, I feel like there's a point though. Actually, I don't think there is. Right? Because if there's zero risk of anything, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, it just makes so much sense to go out and do things better, if that makes sense. So, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. If you guys have a different one, let us know
yeah,
down
I
below.
see what you
We
mean.
want to know, would you guys go to space if you knew 100% there would be no risk of being injured or anything like that? Let us know if you'd go to space. But I'll tell you what, on a similar kind of wavelength,
Hmm.
should there be a number for everything? So, like, you know when people say you'd have to pay me $100 million to jump out of a plane?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, I don't think there should be a number for everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, people say
yeah.
there should be a
Exactly.
number for absolutely everything. So, if there's a number for, I don't know, like, let's just say skydiving, for instance, because it's on my mind, right? So, some people will never do it no matter how much money there is, but I feel like there isn't a number to it. Like, there's certain things that I know for a fact I will never do no matter how much money I'm getting paid. Like, this view could completely change. Like, if I'm sitting
Yeah,
there with a briefcase of more more money than there is in the world in front of me, and I've just got to do something, I'd probably do it. But from a moral point of view, I don't think I would. Because I don't think there is a
yeah. I
number
see what you
for
mean.
everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So, like, if I told you, go skydiving without a parachute for seven billion pounds, you're not going to do it, right?
you probably won't make it back. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't think there should be a number for everything. Because I had this debate with some of my friends a couple of weeks ago, where there shouldn't be a number for everything. There just shouldn't. There's some things that you know you shouldn't do, no matter how much money there is at stake.
Hmm.
Like, on a
Yeah,
very
it's weird.
kind of weird note, if someone said to kind of like get punched by Mike Tyson in his prime, right, for X amount of money, I don't think I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Because if if there's a life threatening thing and you're putting an amount of money on it, I'm not gonna do it. If that makes sense.
It depends really what it is.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't really have a scenario for you because I didn't really plan this ahead. But okay, let's just say you had to ride a bull
mhm.
for. I'm not talking a mechanical bull. I'm talking a real bull for
Yeah.
£1 million, and you've got to ride it for 30 seconds at least. Are you doing it?
Mhm. Um. Yeah, got one.
Okay. So you know what? Better way of doing it. I'm gonna give you a scenario, and you tell me how much money you think you do it for. Obviously, we're
Yeah,
not
sure.
actually gonna do these things because that's insane. But you know, okay. So you get put in a cage with a lion that hasn't eaten for a week. So it will be hungry and it will eat human at that point. Because I know any
It's a
science
question
nerds would
of
have had a go at
no,
me.
no money, no money.
See, that's
I
what I'm
know what.
saying.
No.
No amount of money. Not everything should have an amount or a value to it. I mean, obviously, certain physical things like property, food, water, that already has a price, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah, sure.
I'm talking like acts essentially. Like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
okay, I'll give you a different one. You are strapped to a professional a diver, and you're going down to the maximum or the minimum depth limit in the ocean.
You can't survive it.
I'm talking like no,
Yeah,
no. I'm talking the
like,
max for any human. So like you're going down. I don't know how deep it is, but So you're going down to the maximum depth for humans to be, function. You're going down to that level. How much money?
Right. Given that I survive it.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, you survive all of these, by the way. You survive all of these. It's not like you might be injured, but you will survive it.
You probably drown though. That's the thing.
No, you've got all the scuba gear. Like you've got all scuba gear. You're attached to a professional diver who knows what he's doing. Blah 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 blah.
So
You've
I'm
got
going
all the
down
gear.
then.
You're just going down there, and you're coming back up. Whether you get injured, we don't know, but you won't die from it.
See, I wouldn't really do much for that. Honestly, I'll be happy with 10 grand.
Really? How? You know what? I'm gonna quickly Google what is the max depth limit for humans in the ocean. So I don't know how deep it is just from memory. I'm pretty sure it's pretty far. But I mean, so you're saying 10 grand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the maximum depth reached by anyone in a single breath. Okay, that is 702 feet is the max. Was with one breath. Bloody hell. But yeah, okay. I don't think there's been one. Yeah, how deep can a human dive? That's smart. Okay, so the deepest dive ever on record is 1,000 feet. 1,082 feet. So 332 metres. Would you go down that far underwater for 10 grand? And bear in mind, in terms of pressure, that is about, according to this article, that is the Guinness World Record. I don't know how true this is, but I've literally just Googled it and this is what's come up. In terms of pressure, that's about 485 pounds per square inch. So most people's lungs would be crushed at that depth. But you 100% survive it, but your lungs will be crushed. Still taking 10 grand?
You'll still die then.
No. You don't die from it. You recover. You fully recover. That might not be possible in the real world, but in this scenario, it is. What are you saying?
100 grand then.
100 grand to go to 332 meters underwater?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I couldn't do that. Purely because, right, I'm fine with the ocean. I'm just cautious of deep ocean. Because bear in mind, right, after a point, no light can get to it. Like, there's no amount of light, or sunlight anyway, that can physically get to that depth. So, you are just floating essentially in an abyss. Like, and bear in mind, like, obviously we know what kind of fish are down there, but I still don't trust it, you know? Like, fish are weird creatures. Like, I'm not going to go into that in this episode. I think I did it a bit last episode. But it's a very, very strange place, the ocean. It's weird. It is weird. So, I mean, would you back my point of view, which is there doesn't have to be a number for everything? What do you think?
So, yeah, you are in saying that, I think.
Yeah. I don't think there's an amount of money I can put on certain things.
Yeah.
And if you're one of the people that can, cool. Like, I don't really think that's an achievement. Like, I don't know. But I don't think there is a money limit for everything, personally. You might think otherwise. Dan, you might think otherwise. And viewers, you're free to have your own opinions, but that's just mine. There's just some things I wouldn't do for any amount of money.
Yeah,
I'm sure my view would change if I'm sitting there with a briefcase in front of me with that amount of money, or whatever. It's being transferred to my account or whatever in the modern day. But I'm sure my views would change if I was there in the circumstance, but sitting here right now recording this, I don't think so. But views change. You know what? I'm going to ask you a would you rather. So, would you rather only watch films that you have and will ever see? So, every film you've ever seen, every film you will ever see, has the main male lead replaced with Nicolas Cage? Or every movie that you have or will ever watch is a silent movie with no subtitles?
Or the one with Nick Cage, I think.
Really? So, I don't...
Probably get used to him after a while.
I mean, yeah. But would you not get sick of it? So, for instance...
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, I know you've watched this. So, Life of Pi.
Yeah.
Imagine Nicolas Cage is the main guy in that. Or maybe you watch, I don't know, Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or Star Wars or Marvel or whatever.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Yeah, Harry Potter is now Nick Cage, guys, confirmed. New Harry Potter sequel coming soon. Nick Cage plays old Harry Potter. But yeah, I feel like at the start it would be kind of funny. For like the first 3, 4, 5 films, I think it would be alright. But after that point, I think you'll get sick of him. If you know what I mean. But I mean, to be fair, you could just watch all movies centered around females, because the Would You Rather only states that the main male lead is replaced by Nick Cage. So I mean, you could just watch all films surrounded by females. I was about to say The Woman in Black, but that kind of focuses around. Is it? He is Daniel Radcliffe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Radcliffe.
Yeah,
it's Radcliffe.
I thought so.
Harry Potter, not Nick Cage.
No, not the Nick Cage version. The Daniel Radcliffe version.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a parody of Harry Potter. It's gonna be called Nicholas Potter or Harry Cage. No, Harry Cage sounds better because it's like Harry Kane except not.
Do you remember the time in Year 8 when we did
Oh my god, yeah. I've still got it, you know. I've still got it. So let's provide some backstory to that.
It was the end of Year 8, and we were all just... I don't know what it was. They just told us to make presentations, and we realised no one was supervising it.
Yeah, no. It was... Wasn't it the fact that it was just kind of the end of Year 8, no one really had a plan, so it was just kind of, we've covered everything for this year, go on the computers, do whatever. Do a presentation on something.
It was that, and it turned into...
Yeah. So, me, Dan, Jake and Rob all decided, you know what, we're going to create like a Guess Who kind of game. We're going to guess the actor. We'll blank out their face and see if they can guess the actor.
Yeah.
And then it just descended into madness because we put one image of Nicolas Cage in and it all went to hell. Because we just put, instead of blanking out the faces, we just put Nicolas Cage's face over all of them. And I think, on one of the slides, it is Barney's face replaced with Nicolas Cage. So it's Barney the purple dinosaur with green spots on it, right? With Nicolas Cage's face. And it's not even edited to be purple, it's literally just his face, just replaced with Barney's. It's quite funny. We replaced, I think it was the headlights with Nicolas Cage from the Cars films. It descended into chaos. It was one of those things where we're Year 8, we're stupid, we're having fun, and I've still got it to this day. So who knows? Maybe one day I'll publish it. If they made us present that, oh my, we would have. Fair, we might not even have got in trouble. We might have just, the teacher might have just laughed it off. You know, they might have just gone, you know what, you've had a bit of fun. Fair play to you.
I remember there was a kid who was doing computer science presentations, and his first slide was to start a slide. It was an animation, a kid going down a slide, just face planting the wooden chips.
Wow.
In the playground.
Lovely.
The teacher said, stay behind at lunch, and then
oh dear.
As soon as the class ended, he was like, you can just go.
Oh wow. Okay.
He couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, fair enough.
The teacher has to stay in them.
Yeah, exactly. The teacher has to kind of... That's what I've never understood, right? I understand detentions after school are kind of like a detrimental thing to people or students because it's like Oh, I've got to stay behind after school. I can't go out with my mates. Can't jump on my
Yeah,
PS4 or
there's,
whatever.
there's teachers as well. They have
Exactly.
to.
But the thing
Um,
is, teachers are kind of there already. I mean, it depends on the
depends.
teacher,
It
obviously,
depends.
but
Sometimes they get to go home
yeah,
that time because you do see teachers go home at that time. But
yeah. I'll tell you what I did get jealous of when we were in secondary school. I used to get jealous of the teachers that were like, oh yeah, I finish after lunch, so I'm just going to go home. I remember because obviously we had to sit there for what, 5 lessons a day every day for 5 days a week. So
what teachers do that? I guess I could name at least one.
like it was I think it was primarily the non-core subject teachers, so it wasn't like maths, English, science. It was
Defo,
more like
Defo.
it was more like the RE subjects, like, you know what I mean, kind of. No one really took it as a GCSE, so they didn't really have to teach it as much. It's like drama. I think the drama teachers got to do that a lot. But I remember I was so jealous of it at the time, and now I look back after going to sixth form where I could
I
kind
think
of
my computer
leave
science.
when I needed to.
Yeah,
It was a
I think
lot
my
easier.
GCSE. I think my GCSE computer science teacher thought school was home.
Honestly, for her it might have been. Bloody, I didn't think about it. She had what, drawers full of cupcakes in her office or in her room.
Apparently,
So I mean,
padlock.
is that honestly? She probably slept in that room. She's definitely fallen asleep in that room.
Oh yeah.
Boy, apparently she's gone, according to some people in lower years.
Nah.
Yeah, apparently
Oh,
she's gone.
take long
Because
enough.
apparently she got hit by a car or a bus and then left
Of course, again.
again. So she got, what was it overall? Got in a car crash twice. Got hit by something once or twice. Uh, Funny story actually, viewers.
She just leaves and then just
Yeah,
falls to
she
it.
just disappeared and we're like, oh, got another car crash. But I mean, funny story. She got in a car crash when we were in year 8. And about a month later, we had this like drive safe talk,
Yeah, that was it.
like
Yeah.
safe driving. We were all in year 8, so years off of actually learning to drive officially. Anyway, and yeah, it didn't really do well. I mean, everyone just kind of made fun of the teacher. I mean, she wasn't there, but everyone's kind of, because everyone knew by this point, so it was just kind of, ha ha, we all know what this is about, kind of thing. So it was an interesting time, year 8. Year 8 for us
Oh
was.
yeah.
I'll tell you what, I think year 8 is actually the best time of school because it's not. You're still not trying to make like first impressions like you are in year 7. So you're still not like trying to prove your worth, essentially. You know what I mean? To like prove to teachers that you deserve to
Yeah.
be in set 1. But you're not serious enough yet because you're not actually doing your GCSE subjects.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can
Yeah.
kind of mess around a little bit. So,
Yeah.
I think year 8 is probably the best one to go for.
You don't do anything in year 7 and 8.
I mean, yeah, year 7's more just kind of introduction, getting you used to, what's it called? Secondary school. But
Yeah.
I think it's, yeah, year 8's probably the best year because you're not serious enough. And you're still a kid as well, so you can get away with a lot of stuff. Yeah, it was a good year. Like, we had those 2 really good science teachers, one of which we caught playing colour switch in class.
Oh yeah, that.
That was very amusing. Yeah, so he set us off on a task and was playing colour switch on his phone because that was the time kind of when it was like really popular. Everyone had it, so we just decided to
Yeah.
play it
Yeah.
while we were doing something, which is fair enough. We've talked a lot about like secondary school this time. We've had
I've
a lot
got
of.
another subject to talk
Go
about.
for it.
So I was just looking withdrawn A-level subjects.
Oh dear.
There's some here I'll get through many of these. Anthropology, archaeology, citizenship.
Anthropology got cut, and,
Oh,
and
no.
archaeology as well. I would have done both of those.
Here's
Because
one.
anthropology,
Yeah.
for anyone that doesn't know, is the study of evolution, I'm pretty sure. So it's like how things evolve and change over time. So like you'll view the human race over 3,000 years or whatever. I don't know what the actual course is, but Like, that's what I assume you'll do. You'll look at the human race and how it's evolved
Yeah.
over several thousand years.
Here's another one.
Alright.
Yeah. For bloody classics.
Classics isn't withdrawn. It's still a thing.
No.
Yeah. Some of my classmates did it in sixth form. Yeah. I'll tell you what, they did really well in it. So, wait, what?
Communication and culture.
I thought you said communication torture, and I'm like, yo, no wonder they took that out. Like,
creative writing, critical thinking.
creative writing, so just English. Like,
yeah.
English in year 7, basically.
I don't know why it says economics and business, because that's still in.
Yeah, I was going to say they're definitely still there, because I did one of them.
Global development.
Global development, that's kind of a bit of geography, a bit of economics, that's a bit of everything.
Home economics.
That's interesting. That's like the American home ec class, isn't it? Where it's like learning how to like cook and stuff. But I mean, I guess that's more financial management, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, again, that's not subject, so that's fair.
Human biology. Yeah.
Human biology, that's just biology.
It's that's been taken out.
That's just they probably clumped that into biology, is what they probably did at the end.
You like this one? Leisure studies.
Leisure studies? What? What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Bro, what do you do in that subject? Do you just go in and chill out?
Okay, I look on Wikipedia, and one of the images is just a man relaxing on the couch. And
oh wow! So it is literally just.
The caption is literally that.
Oh wow, Dan! I'll tell you what that is. That's just the A-level equivalent of the life skills thing that all the S4s did in GCSE.
Life skills.
For anyone that doesn't know, S4s means SEN kids or whatever they're called nowadays. The kids with disabilities. So
yeah,
that's what that is. If you ever hear us talk about it,
yeah.
it's just because they were always located in a room called S4, so we kind of grew up calling them S4s because it kind of made sense to us.
Pure maths. But
what, as opposed to unpure maths? Like, what does that even mean?
Two-thirds of the maths course is just pure anyway.
What does it mean by unpure maths? Is it got like letters in it or some stuff? Oh, mechanics. Okay, fair enough.
Quantitative methods.
What? Bro, no wonder no one took that. Quantitative methods.
Are you ready for the next one?
Oh god.
These next three are my favourite. Science in society.
Yeah, oh my god. Yep.
Academic. Yeah, there's academic programs in that.
Oh my god.
Why. And then the next one is just like the best one. Ready for this? Use of mathematics.
Use of mathematics.
Not math. Use. Yeah.
Oh, the use of mathematics. That's even better. The only thing I can possibly think of a use is like measuring things. Like, will this fit here? Like, if you're putting a desk in a room, is this going to fit on this wall?
What shit? What?
Like, no wonder they took that out, bro. No one did that. Like,
use of mathematics.
Use of mathematics.
And
yeah,
then
that makes sense.
World development.
World development. Wow. So just geography.
But they kept Welsh in the specification.
Welsh kind of makes sense because I mean, it is literally part of the UK and it has its own language. I know. Technically, Scotland. Does Scotland have its own accent? I think it technically does.
Yeah, it's a dialect.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't think any of the. I know there's like 100. How many? Is it like 800 different dialects in India, and yet there's no one accent? Well, no, there's one accent, but there's like 100. There's like 800 different languages or something stupid.
I don't know.
But
they do more Telugu and Tamil.
What? I'm assuming they're languages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm assuming they're languages. but I mean, I don't know where from. So, if you speak them, then
Yeah.
cool. If you don't, like the majority of the world, then I guess, yeah, that's about it.
Moving image arts.
Moving image art. So animation is basically what
They
that is.
they do marine science, which is pretty cool.
Marine science. Okay, one of my mates is doing marine biology at uni. So, mate, if you're listening to this,
Oh yeah.
how are the fish?
There's Irish Islamic studies.
Oh, Irish. That reminds me. So I was
Oh,
watching this. I was watching this TV show, right? It's about like police officers going around a university city. I won't name which one. At night, right? So they're all going around like Friday, Saturday nights, wandering around the streets, making sure no one's doing anything stupid. And they were talking to this one guy who was being very. He was very drunk and obnoxious about it. And then when the police tried to confront him about it, he said, "I'm not drunk. I'm Irish." So I don't know whether that's like I'm not drunk because I'm Irish, and Irish people for some reason don't get drunk, according to him, or it's he thought drunk was like a race. But either way, he was drunk enough to not be fully there. It's either that or he's Irish, according to him. So that was an amusing episode. Very amusing.
Is history of art.
History of art. That sounds
so
boring as hell. Oh, look at this Pablo Picasso painting from 1783 or whenever the fuck. No one cares.
And art was pretty bad as it is.
I'm not gonna lie. If you took art at GCSE or A level, in the nicest way possible, what are you doing? Purely because, right? It's like having a music degree. There's not much you can't really get a lot of money for it unless you're going to like graphic design for big companies. You're not gonna do a lot with it. I know I've had to. I bear in mind I have done some art, not like art. I can't draw to save my life. I've done some like.
Not gonna lie.
I've done stuff like the animations you see on screen. If you're watching on YouTube, anyway. If you're listening on Spotify, follow us on Instagram and you'll see some of the stuff I've done. But I mean, I didn't get paid to do it. I just kind of did it. Like, you know, you might, unless you're doing graphic design for large companies, you probably won't get a lot of money. But I mean, if you do get money from it, fair play to you. But a lot of artists aren't recognised until they're dead. Picasso, Van Gogh, Da Vinci, I want to say. Was he a painter? I think so. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I just offended several thousand people.
Anyway, one more thing before. When are we gonna? Whenever the episode ends.
Yep.
So I'm just looking around. Divinity is an A level.
Divinity.
Fucking Divinity.
What do you? Is that not just RE?
Basically.
Is that not just like religious education or religious studies or whatever the hell it's called at A level?
Wikipedia has written 5 paragraphs begging for money.
It's Wikipedia. What do you expect? And by the way, viewers, just so you know, we have used Wikipedia as a source a fair amount in this episode. So most of the facts you heard may or may not be true. We cannot confirm or deny. It is Wikipedia. So, I mean, fair.
Like 5 paragraphs begging for money.
Hold on, just quick. Wikipedia, right? This isn't a shout out to Wikipedia. This isn't a boost to go and search on Wikipedia in any way. But Wikipedia is actually a fairly reliable source to an extent on certain things, right? Because one, you have to have an account, which I know are free to make, but it's also, you know, you can actually. The only people that actually will take time out of their day to write something about a subject are professionals in the area.
Yeah, mate.
And actually, you know, there's a job out there. I don't actually know what it's called, but you can get paid to write Wikipedia articles about small businesses, and it pays a fair amount per write. Obviously, you know, it's not a massive thing, but I'm sure we don't have one, not to my knowledge anyway. You know what? If you're a Wikipedia Wikipedia editor or whatever, do us a favour, write an article on us. And if you don't, then fair enough. But yeah, I know there's a job that you can do that. I don't know what it's called. I don't know if anyone is interested in that kind of thing, but if you are, then go for it, lad. So,
yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. So, you know what, people? We're going to end it there. So, if you guys enjoy the video, go ahead, hit that like button. And if you want to see more like this, you can go ahead and subscribe. And we will see you in the next one. Peace, guys.
Bye.
Peace.